Okay. So first of all, a very good evening to all of you, and I'm thankful to all the teachers that who have decided to become a part of this webinar, the third webinar, in fact, of Summer Pathshala. Today we'll be talking about Skype in the classroom. All right. So as many of you know, and as many of you know have used Skype earlier, it might be for your video conferencing, for your one-to-one chatting with your relatives or your family members across the borders. Similarly, we have a solution. I think most of you already know that. That is Skype in the classroom. And we are heavily involving the teachers not just from India but from across the world, so that this can be used not just at one place but at different locations at the same time. Basically, to tell you what is Skype in the classroom, it is a simple tool. It's a normal Skype, but when you talk about it in the classroom, we provide you the links, we provide you the tools, we provide you the guest speakers who can come into your classes virtually and talk about more of these things. And at the same times, you can also take your classes virtually to any part of the world and have a discussion about what these things, flora, fauna, and other atmospheric conditions are about. Right. So this is basically Skype in classroom. Many of you have already started using it. Some of you might use after this. So what can you use in Skype in classroom? There are many things that we offer. One is the virtual field trips, of course, that that I've just told you that if you want, you can take your class virtually to any part of the world. You do, if you are talking about global warming, we want you to take your students to labs that are situated in Arctic region, talk to the scientists over there, and tell them what the atmospheric conditions are right now, how the global warming is affecting the climate, the glacier, and other situations over there. Similarly, we have Skype lessons, Skype collaborations between different staff members, different teachers from not just from India but from across. We have Mystery Skype. Mystery Skype is a sort of game that we have deployed for the classes to make it more interesting and gamification to come into your classroom. And then we also provide a sort of platform where you can invite guest speakers in your classrooms. Right. So the first thing that I want to tell you, if you want to use Skype in the classroom, you have to go to education.skype.com. Or what you can do is you can go to education.microsoft.com, and in there is an option by the name Skype in Classroom. So you can click on that. Either way, both will take you to the Skype in the Classroom sessions. There are many things, there are many work that are being done by teachers across the globe. So what you can do is you can go first, initiate conversations, register yourself, and then do the Skyping. What are the benefits that you can reap out in your classes? Okay, so first of all, as I've told, virtual field trips across the world. Now, what sort of virtual field trips? Say, for example, if I'm a student of class 8th and I'm talking about water cycle right now, and I'm talking about the different continents, 7 different continents. If so, what is the difference between each and every continent and their atmospheric conditions, their crops that they reap, the mineral deposits that they have? So, is it okay when I talk about them, or will it be better when I can take my class virtually to those places and have some speaker or a teacher from that particular region talk about that? Do you think the difference would be much more? This is what we are trying to find out. Similarly, there are many classrooms that you can tie up. This program is running in around 190 different countries as of now, and we have more than 10 million educators already registered with us over on this particular portal. So imagine the type of network that you can build up. You can virtually connect with each other for different resources. And just to give you, this is educator exclusive area. Every member that you'll be finding over here is an educator. All right. Similarly, not just educators, we have also tied up with many many research labs, many biological parks, many museums and biodiversity areas whom you can connect and talk to, and you can have a question answer session sort of with your students and with the subject matter experts over there. And least to say, there are many subject matter experts who are excelling in their fields like programming, the research work that they are doing, the work that they are conducting in certain diseases and control. And you can invite them in your classrooms and you can have a one-to-one session along with your students. What we have found out is it makes a huge difference in the classrooms. Before beginning forward, I'll quote an example. If you have heard about the ocean parks that are in Hong Kong and Singapore and China, they teach the dolphins and orcas, which are considered to be a little less intelligent than human beings, only by two methods. One is the incentive technique and another one is the gamification. They gamify the whole training process. And secondly, they incentivize the dolphins and orcas, and in this way the orcas and dolphins, they do such feats which normally we would not expect from a fish or a killer whale. So what we are trying to do using Skype in the classroom is we are trying to gamify the education so that the student find it more interesting and interactive. And obviously, if you know, visual learning is much more better than any other type of learning as of now. So today I'll be talking about Mystery Skype in the classroom. Okay, so Mystery Skype is a game that the teachers can play with themselves or with classrooms. Okay, the basic idea is to develop a relationship wherein the students can ask freely the questions in a closed loop. I mean, they can only answer in yes or no sort of a method. And then secondly, what they can do is the teachers can motivate the students to be more innovative in creating questions. So this helps the students to get involved in the game. They help the students to be more competitive and competitive in a healthy way. Not just for your pre-primary or primary students, but also for your higher grade students. In the later stages, we'll talk about how your different age groups can be dealt in this particular game. Now, why play Mystery Skype? Obviously, this is the first question that comes to my mind. We all are talking about 21st century learning skills, right? A student should be questioning in nature. He should be critical, have critical thinking. He should be collaborative in nature. He should be more aware of his surroundings and other things, right? And I know many of you are doing things in your classrooms which helps your students to develop these type of 21st century skills. This is just one more addition to that, wherein your class, your students can take the most out of these skills by doing a particular topic in a gamified manner through the help of Mystery Skype. And obviously Mystery Skype is a game, but yes, it helps cultivate all these skills in these students, not in one session, but yeah, if you repeat it multiple times. Now, this is a reference from one of the Skype master teachers that we have overseas. Her name is Gina Rafcon, and she is a Skype master teacher, a Microsoft Innovative Educator expert, and she teaches her 5th grade through the help of Mystery Skype. And if you can go through the slide, you will see what she's talking about. She's talking that it's not just for students who are in very good infrastructure. It helps the student of rural areas also to develop their skills. They get a good global exposure. They get a good understanding of what the other students are doing. So this is why we suggest that you do not need to have many resources, many other things, but yes, you need to have motivation to take this into your classroom. Okay, so I'll just give you a second to go through these slides just in case if you want. You can go through, this is her Twitter. You can go and talk to her about this. And if you want, you can also find out Mystery Skype classrooms for yourself through her and her Connect. Now, how to play Mystery Skype? Obviously, this is the first question that comes to your mind. First of all, you have to go to education.skype.com/mystery Skype. This is the first thing that you have to do. If you have registered onto that particular portal, it is totally fine. You just have to sign in. Otherwise, you have to go there, sign in using your Facebook or Twitter or your Microsoft Consumer ID. Once you are done, you need to focus and understand what you need to do. First of all, you have to make a lesson plan. Say, for example, if I'm talking about, let's say, algebra. So, do I need to call a subject matter expert or a particular teacher who's teaching the same subject? Then you need to understand what things you will be taking out of that particular session of Mystery Skype. Similarly, you need to also tell your students what they need to do during and after the Mystery Skype session. Similarly, what the hints that can be given to other classroom, what the hints can be taken from other classroom, how to decode them, how to play that, and then what are the resources that you need to do. The most important thing that I will focus on here is how to debrief your students. Since the work that you are doing is educational in nature, so fun is an aspect, but it shouldn't be educational. The idea is to promote, impart the idea into the minds of the students so that it develops and stays there. Okay. Now, once you have logged in, once you have done everything, you need to find a classroom for yourself. So what you need to do is you need to go to the same link, education.skype.com/mystery Skype. Once you are done, you need to click on Mystery Skype. Okay. So once you have clicked on Mystery Skype, you can see and search teachers through two methods. One is through the map that we have, and another one is through the profiles directly. So the map, actually, if you see over here, you can see many smileys have popped up. I'll just draw for your convenience over here. So if you see over here, we have many smileys over here. So these smileys are nothing but they represent in which particular region we have an MIE or an MIE expert or a Skype master teacher whom you can connect with. And once you want, you can click on that smiley, the profile will pop up and you can simply click on that particular person and request a mystery Skype session. Similarly, over here, what you can do is you can search for that person by name if you want, or click on the particular ID, and once you are done, you can request a mystery Skype session with them. Now how to get a mystery Skype, how to request for a mystery Skype is a simple method. Once you have found out whom you want to coordinate with, whom you want to do the Skype with, you simply need to click on the particular persons or the subject matter expert or the guest speaker's profile. There'll be an option saying request a mystery Skype, which is highlighted in red over here. Once you click over on that, you would be given few details about what that person wants to know and how you can inform about the class and the age group that you are trying to convey. Okay, so this is just a demo of one of the ranges that I had clicked to showcase you how you can connect. So this is a ranger from Yellowstone National Park, and he asks about few things that what are the age groups of my students, what are they excited to learn, is there anything special that they should know, and if we want to know any other dates or something. I'm sorry. And what I've done is I have mentioned about myself, where I am from, which school I am from, what is the age group of the students that I'll be wanting to interact with the person, and the topic, and if there is any other specific thing, and the range of date that I can suggest for that particular interaction. And once you are done, mention your Skype ID and email ID preferably. Once you are done, click on send, and you can you typically have to wait for around 3 days to a week for giving them back a reply. There's one more thing that I would like to highlight, just in case there is a time difference. I think Kripali ma'am is also asking one thing, that time difference is always a constraint. So what we suggest is you need to start doing Skype with the neighboring countries first, or preferably within your country first. Select the MIE experts. Make sure that the time gap is not more than 2 to 3 hours. And once you are done, you can, if you want to invite a guest speaker who is from a totally different time zone, let's say US, which is around 12 hours different. So what you can do is you can also record those sessions and play around in your classrooms. This also helps a lot in the class.
जाओ देख क्या कौन आया बेल बजा
So this was one method wherein you can go to education.microsoft.com. Second method is you can also find that out in your Twitter handle. Okay, so just I would like to know in the chat window, don't unmute yourselves. How many of you use Twitter? Just write down in the chat window. Okay, I can see few. Okay, yes. Okay. So just in case, if you use Twitter, it is very good. If you don't use Twitter, I would suggest if you want to use Mystery Skype, create a Twitter handle, and also you can find all connections through Twitter. We have many Twitter handles and hashtags which supports. I think if you see over here, we have few hashtags which you can use to tweet and find out Mystery Skype connections from across the globe. One is mystery Skype, which we promote heavily. Another one which we have is Skype to Learn. Another one that we have is Skype MT, that is Skype Master Teacher. This is the specific handle hashtag that has been created for the Skype Master Teachers. Skype Master Teachers are those MIE experts who have done who have done Skypes more than quite a number of times, preferably 10. Okay, and that too global. And this is the sort of tweet that you can look in front of you. This is the sort of tweet that you can do. I have entered a particular snapshot of one of the teachers who wanted to do a mystery Skype. So what he has done is he has mentioned the grade, which particular area, date, range, and the subject that he wants to talk on. And in between, he has also used the mystery Skype hashtag. So this helps the teachers, the same users, to search for the connections very easily. Okay. Now what you can do is you can also search for some resources. These are the resources. If you can see on your screen, these are placards that I have taken a printout, which you can do. Generally, it becomes very heavy when many people are there on Skype. So if many people shout, it might create a chaos. So what you can do is over on big sheets or placards, you can write these yes, no, thank you, your turn, my turn. We want some time and these type of things so that the decorum in the class is maintained. Now, the Skype is generally considered to be only about, say, geography. Okay, when you are talking about geography, which place you are from, what is the weather, what is the river, and any other things. Can we use it for different subjects? Now, this is what where I had been working around, and I want not just only the geography teachers to use it, but most of the subject teachers to also collaborate globally. If you see in the next slide, now I have taken an example from one of the teachers herself, and she did a mystery Skype on chemistry with another classroom, and she was talking about elements and different chemicals from
ये
mental
बंद
leaves
करो
table, right? So
एग्जिट
this way
एग्जिट
you can also collaborate not just for one particular subject, but from different subjects from different areas. The topic can be of your choice. The question answer designing can be of your choice, but make sure you do it beforehand so that there is no confusion later during the classrooms. Similarly, here I have given one example for math students from higher and lower grade. For younger students, you can talk about even numbers, odd numbers, prime numbers, certain tables. You can devise some games, and you can have questions like test designed, and you can give the answers to the next classroom, or the next classroom should just find out to the questions that your students are giving. Similarly, for higher students, you can talk something about decimals and algebra and trigonometry. I'll talk to it in the next slide. Now, for higher grades, how you can talk to these, how can take your classrooms, let's say geometry or algebra across. You can simply devise a particular question. Okay, you and your students need to find an answer to it. Similar at the same time, the other class also has to find the same question. Or if you are doing it with your guest speaker, what you can do is uh, the guest speaker has to give certain questions to the classroom. They have to give a time limit to it, and during the time limit the students will solve it out in groups, and then these groups will give the options to the guest speakers whomsoever has presented the questions. This way you can make class much more interesting. At the same time you would be able to get feedbacks for your classroom, for your students, from subject matter experts from different areas. Similarly, this one is for English. I think language teachers, especially Hindi, Sanskrit, English teachers, what you can do is you can collaborate with different countries across, and you can ask the teachers to come on and read out specific pages from certain novels, certain poems, and the students they can take time to find out which particular poems or which particular novel they are from. And then you can have discussions over on the authors and other aspects. Let's say what is the meaning of that particular poem, how that needs to come out. Say for example, if you are writing a poem, you can discuss something about, let's say, haiku or something. Okay, so there are different things for regional languages like in Hindi. If you want, you can connect to neighboring countries, and there are many master teachers that we have, MIE experts and Skype master teachers who can connect with you, and I'm sure that they can help you out in your particular subjects. Similarly, this one, what I've tried to do is I'm trying to give you an idea of how a particular topic also can be taken for Mystery Skype. So I'm just talking about food here because most of the people would be able to relate over here. So you can talk about food. You can talk about a particular topic, let's say global warming. You can talk about a current affair like if any politics or any election is going on, you can have a discussion about that. Like right now we are having a election in Britain, so you can talk to the teachers over there, and you can find out the similarities that we have in the system over here. So that I believe can help the civic students a lot. Similarly, this one I have tried to give you an idea about how your students can take the benefit. Say for example, if I'm taking humanities or science, or let's say I'm taking a totally different subjects, let's say art. So what you can do is the teacher or the educator, you can connect with the different educators from across the world or subject matter experts from across the world, and invite them in your classrooms to have a discussion on how this particular topic or subject that the students have chosen can help them grow professionally. What are the options that they have? I remember the students just after 8th and 10th, they start looking for the topics and the areas that they can go for their particular career. They go to counselors. We suggest you take subject matter experts, you bring them into your classrooms, and you have a good discussion. This helps a lot. And this can be generic, this can be a subject specific, or this can be a stream specific, whatever you want. This is one of I have taken the liberty of taking out some images from Yammer, some images that have been shared by teachers across, and some exchanges that we have initiated personally on my level. Uh, Here you can see some of the teachers having Skype connects. Neeru ma'am, I know her. She has done one of these Skype connects. Similarly, you can do it in your classrooms. And from this year onwards, we are also hosting virtual field trips from India. So what you can do is you can also take your classrooms to give an in-depth study of historical places from India as well. Up till now, it was from APAC and LATAM region, Asia Pacific and Latin American region. From this, we would be specifically starting virtual field trips from Indian subcontinent as well. And if anything you want to know, the only thing that we suggest is keep exploring and learning with the help of collaboration. That is the most important aspect of education right now that we believe. And this is the total thing. There are many aspects to it, like virtual field trips, Skype collaborations. But today I would strictly be specific and would be talking only about mystery Skype. Okay. So now I invite if you have any other questions. So if you want, you can unmute yourselves one by one, or you can type your questions in the chat window.
Hello,
Hello?
Nischay. Hello, Nischay. Yes. There is one question from Poonam ma'am, and she said, like, what is the difference between Skype for classroom and Skype for business?
Okay. So, ma'am, there are two things. One, you have to understand Skype for business and a normal Skype are two different office suites, office offerings. Skype, you can connect to a limited number of people. There are only limited number of capabilities available. In Skype of business, there are many more opportunities given. Like, say, for example, if you can see over here, I am also able to highlight on my screen on my PowerPoint presentation, and I think you might also be able to see that. So Skype for Business is just a paid tool of Skype which offers you much more capabilities, nothing more. Okay, Skype in a classroom is idea wherein you can go and connect with educators from across the world and talk to them about your classrooms and your subjects, right?
Tarunam ma'am is asking that what is the criteria to
To
be a
be a
guest
guest
speaker?
speaker. Okay. So, okay, that's a great question, in fact. And I would like to talk something about this. Guest speaker is something, if you want to become a guest speaker, there are few aspects to it. First, you have to be very active on education.microsoft.com. Secondly, you have to have your profile filled up completely and in detail. You have to have a presentation about yourself, the work you have been doing in your school, in your academic career as an educator, and you have to specify that what you are doing and what are your vision to implement technology and other aspects into education or the particular subject that you are dealing with. Okay, then it goes to review by our backend team, administration team. If your profile and other things are missing, it would be rejected. So I would suggest you need to, for before applying for a guest speaker, you need to strengthen your profile. You need to give good details about yourself, your academic career, the degrees, diplomas, and other things that you are having. Mention that very precisely, because guest speakers are considered to be subject matter experts in their own particular field that they are working in, right? Any other
Hello.
question? Yeah.
Yeah, Nishay, Kripal here.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah, it was actually when I applied for guest speaking session, no, maybe my profile was incomplete or somewhat, and now it shows a message there that it is declined. So can I reapply it in any ways?
Yes, you can, but make sure the reason that you have been declined, it is removed or you have completed that particular portion. If it is because of your
I have
profile,
done it. Initially it was 60% profile, now I finished with 94%. But
okay,
then I realized it, that was the criteria.
Andare.
okay. Guest speaker is a little bit of tough area wherein if you want to become a guest speaker, you have to be active. Similarly, your
Okay.
profile should be good and it should motivate others as well. So make sure your
So
profile is very nicely filled up.
now what should be done if in case it is marked as declined there?
You can reapply again. No worries. You can, there is a certain time limit to it. Once you are
Okay.
done, you can reapply again.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, Nischay, and uh, Tara ma'am is asking that what is the basic infrastructure we need a school to set up a mystery Skype?
Okay. That's a very good question, in fact, and I would just like to point out that there is no infrastructure required. There are only basic amenities required. One is you should have a laptop or a desktop with a webcam. Secondly, you should have a good internet connectivity. And if possible, this is optional. If possible, if you have a bigger projector screen or a bigger display screen like a TV or a big LED or an LCD TV, which makes it easier for the students to see the other classrooms. It's fine. Otherwise, only a laptop with the webcam and an internet, that's fine. The last thing that we need, more importantly, is your motivation to do it. Okay, so there are very basic things that you require. Just in case if you are not even able to do these things, what can be done is, I believe that many people have tablets and mobile phones nowadays, and these are smartphones and smart tablets. You can also invite the speakers through education.microsoft.com or skype.com, and you can do it through your tablets, and you can record it and you can project it later, whichever way is convenient to you. All right. Any other questions?
Yes. Arvind sir is asking that he has sent a request many a times, but his profile is also complete. But what could be the other reason why it is getting rejected?
Okay. So one of the things that is taken into consideration is how active you are, and secondly, profile is just a reference to let the people know if you are a guest speaker why they should connect with you. So if your profile is complete, if you have entered everything into it, I would suggest you to be more active onto the platform. Okay.
Can you please elaborate on virtual trips?
Virtual field trips are actually, I'll just give you an example. Say, for example, I'm sitting over here. It's not possible for me to tell you each and everything about, let's say, Skype right now. So what I've done is I am sitting over here in central India. You are probably connected from some parts of Western India, Eastern India, northern and southern regions, right? So what you can do is Skype virtual field trip is the same thing. So if you have not been able to showcase your students how Colosseums of Rome look like, or how is Eiffel Tower looking, and who constructed it, what are the things that are there in Eiffel Tower, virtual field trips allow you to take your students into that particular location virtually. One of our speakers or an educator is over there, they take you through each and every aspect, and then you and your classroom can ask questions about that particular location, right? Does this give your answer about virtual field trip? I suppose yes. Okay.
Yeah. And Saraswati ma'am is asking what is Skype miles.
Skype miles. Okay.
Yes.
So I can see many people are interested about getting Skype miles in their profiles. So Skype miles is actually a representation, a virtual connectivity that shows how many countries you have collaborated with. So if you have connected to say Mexico City, so the virtual distance that you have covered, that is called Skype miles. And if that is around let's say 7,000 miles, so those many miles get accumulated in your profile, right? So it is nothing but a virtual representation of the digital traveling you have done through Skype. That's it. So it lets people
Uh,
know how much you have traveled across through with the help of Skype. And at the same time, if I'll suggest, if you want to connect with Skype teachers, you have a look at their profile. If they are having good Skype miles in their profile, connect with them immediately, without a doubt.
Yeah, Nishchay, I would just like to add one thing.
Yeah.
To get Skype miles, you have to conduct the Skype session through education.microsoft.com.
Correct.
If otherwise you keep doing Skype sessions, they don't reflect as Skype miles.
Yes, I'll just add on to this a little bit more. How to do Skype through education.microsoft.com. I have already shown you how to request a mystery Skype. Once you click on a mystery Skype, it suggests a date and time. Okay. Once you select a date and time, and then if you have already added your Skype ID in your profile, please note, if you have added your Skype ID in the profile, and if you have given a particular date and time in the mystery Skype request, at that particular time, when you connect with that person through your Skype ID, which you have given in the profile, then only it counts as virtual miles for your Skype. Otherwise, it doesn't. If any of these is missing, if your mystery Skype request is missing, if your Skype ID detail in the profile is missing, or if the timing that you have given, if you are connecting before or after that, if it is done, it won't count the Skype miles. Okay. I can see Ranjit sir wanted to know how he can
Yes.
become a Skype master teacher. Okay, so just like MIE experts, Skype master teacher are selected from MIE experts. All right, and they have to be teachers first of all. Secondly, you have to be Microsoft innovative educators. Then during once in a year, we open a window for the teachers who want to become Skype master teacher. Skype master teachers are expert Microsoft innovative educators who can connect, who have been connecting with other schools, who have been collaborating with other teachers and other classrooms, and have a good profile on the education.microsoft.com. Right? We would invite every MIE expert and MIE to nominate themselves as my Skype master teacher. Any other questions you want to ask?
Yes, Taruna ma'am is asking, if the teacher is not a guest speaker, how it is possible can they connect with the other teachers?
Perfectly fine. It doesn't need anyone. If, say, for example, if there are two teachers over here, let's say Esaki Muthu and I are over here. None of us are guest speakers, none of us are Skype master teachers. And if we want to connect through Skype, I want Esaki Muthu to tell something about what are the crops that are grown in his particular area to my students. So what I can do is, I can simply go to education.microsoft.com. In the search section, I can search for Mr. Muthu. Once I have searched for him, I can click on his profile and I can request a mystery Skype to him personally. Once I have done that, that's fine. You can connect, miles will be counted in your profile, they'll be reflected, and you can totally have a Skype in the classroom session among each other. And in fact, that is one thing that we would suggest. I'm so happy to see 70, 80, 100 participants in our webinars these days. And this is a huge number that we have. What we would suggest is, if you can Skype within yourselves, we would encourage, if you can take the help of the teachers who are already doing Skype, take the help of Yammer. We already have created a group. Take your teachers, take your friends into your classrooms and see the change it makes in your classroom. Immediately you will see the retention, the competition level in the classroom. The students who are a little bit dormant in giving answers, they become their eyes, they light up. At the same time, it will help you and the partner as well to grow, right? So it would be my suggestion, if you can Skype within yourselves at any time. Yeah. Any other question? If you want, you can
Yes,
unmute
miss.
yourself
Say,
and speak up. Yeah.
which someone had commented, I think Shifali ma'am, that it does not have to be, I mean, anything that is international is not good all the time.
Obviously.
So, would you
Obviously.
want to
See, this is
give me
one
the
thing that
answer to that?
I leave it to the teachers. We are not saying that you have to do mystery Skype each and every day on each and every topic. It is upon your understanding where you feel that it is required only in that
Nischay,
case
can
and
I
in that
speak?
particular region. That's why I have said
Nischay,
that you have to plan it properly. Yeah.
Nischay Shefali, can I speak?
Yeah, ma'am, please go ahead.
Yeah, actually what I mean is, see, twice I did sessions, one I did with Asia.
Ma'am, I'm sorry, I'm not able to hear you clearly.
Not at all?
I mean, I can, but there is a lot of disturbance.
The disturbance is somewhere else. It's not from my See,
Okay.
there are some children, na?
Okay.
Hello, can you
You
hear
can
me?
speak up, ma'am.
Yeah. See, what I meant to say is that we always think that global is best. So that is not the case, because I have had 2 sessions with 2 teachers from different places, and my children did not feel so satisfied because they felt that the standard was not up to the mark. So
True.
why not we try it in India? Because at least in India we know that the standards are similar.
True. True. I agree to that, ma'am. And in
Trying to
fact,
give a better standard to teach our children, not just a different class to a child,
yes,
isn't it? So we
yes.
will have to look into all that before we decide on a session. That is why I said it need not always be global.
I agree to that 100%, ma'am. In fact, that is the reason I have shared earlier also that the first I would suggest if you can Skype among yourselves.
Yeah.
Okay. First of all,
Yeah.
Skype among yourselves, take a hang of it, and then you would be more able to understand which are the places where you require an intervention of an educator who is not from your ecosystem. We have a
Right. It
different
should
teaching
not remain as
methodology. We have a
gimmicks.
different teaching curriculum. They have a total different curriculum. Okay.
Exactly.
So which one you want, plan that. That is what I suggest. Do
See,
not
for I
blindly
think
go to
from
do each and anything.
2011, I have been associated with global partners, and some of my partner teachers are superb. But what they teach, suppose electricity I am doing,
Mhm.
the way they do it and the way I am doing it,
Totally
after
different.
all, we are doing electricity,
Yes,
but
yes,
they
I
do it
agree.
for 6 months, 8 months, which does not match with my classroom.
Agree.
So it becomes very difficult. Even my partner teacher said, Shifali, you are pretty fast. And I cannot help it because I have to finish my syllabus. So
Agree.
therefore, just making it a gimmick, if we make it useful, it is more important. That is what I mean when I say all this.
Obviously.
Otherwise,
Ma'am, you have to understand there are two things to it. Why you want to
uh,
do it is the most important thing.
yes,
Okay.
yes,
This is why I am focusing again and again on planning. Do not simply
right.
do it to give a global exposure to your students.
And
That
just
would
count
harm
your
students
Skype.
in fact.
Or just
Do it
count your Skype files and say we did so many Skype sessions.
obviously yes,
Rather than
obviously
that,
yes.
it should be useful.
It should be useful for the students. This is what you have to keep in mind. And secondly, you have to
Exactly.
plan accordingly, keeping your students in mind, not keeping yourself in mind and your teaching methodology. Okay.
Very
It
true.
can be
Very
sometimes
true.
that what you are trying to do. I'll just give you an example. Say for example, what I'm trying to do over here is I have taught a particular student, particular class, electricity and magnetism. Okay. Now, what I want to do is I want to tell them what are the benefits that or what are the progress that is happening in the field of electricity and magnetism. So, in
Uh-huh.
spite of taking any other teacher, I can also take the help of a guest speaker to tell the students what are the progresses that are happening, what is the research that is being doing happening in this particular field. This will open the horizon for the students.
Very true.
Okay, so not just do it for one or two basic things, but keep in your mind what the outcome should be. And
Exactly.
always plan it ahead and plan keeping what your students want to have. Okay, not
Mm.
yourself. I'm sorry to say this, but I'll be blunt over here. Teachers, most of the time, if it is global, it is not always good. I totally agree with you over on that.
Yeah, thank you. I also didn't want to be blunt and I didn't want to point out anything, but I am also watching now being in MIE for 1 year, and I have, because I have been in connection with global teachers and everything. So I see that at times it is merely for the sake of that Skype mile and that. So as an educator, I at least don't prefer. I
True.
feel that it should be for the sake of children, for the sake of increasing our standards. Indian standards are very good.
Agree. Agree.
Yeah, thank you, Nischint.
Yeah. Anybody else wants to ask questions?
I want to ask regarding, hello?
Yeah, ma'am.
Hello. Hello, sir. I want to ask regarding the OneNote, and I prepared my session on that. And how to upload it? I went to the OneDrive part also,
Okay, I'll
but I
take
could
this
not
question,
upload.
ma'am. I'll just park this question, post this webinar. I'll take 10 minutes more. And if you have doubts in uploading and anything, I'll take you on that. Is it fine?
Today itself
Today
or
itself, right
some
now. Yeah, maybe after 10-15 minutes. Okay. So
after
if you,
10:50.
yeah, I'll
Okay.
just talk about today's assignment right now for the Skype. Okay. First, for the Skype session that you have attended, this is the assignment that you have to prepare, and there is a Word document in the format that you want. If you want, you can submit it. So this will be given to you over on mails as well, and the date to submit this is 15th of June. Okay, so this is the format how it looks. We want you to take your class subject and plan accordingly, and mention that what you are trying to do. Okay. If you see over here, we are again focusing on planning. Planning is the most important aspect of Skype in the classroom. And as a part of the assignment, you also have to do a course on education.microsoft.com. The name of the course is Introduction to Skype in the Classroom. It will give you a badge, and if you have not already done it, it will give you 500 points as well. Okay, the link to it is over here, and it is a beginner course, so it is going to take only an hour or so. That's it. Okay, so for the assignment, you have to have a badge with Skype in the Classroom. You have to have this Skype in the Classroom assignment, and this needs to be done before 15th of June. Okay, so this is it. This is it for today. And
The assignment will be on the Word file.
yes, it will be on a Word file. It is not going to be a Skype that you have to do and record. It simply has to be on a Word document in the template that will give you, and that's it.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you so
And
much.
this just asks about your planning. Okay.
Hello, Nischay, sir.
Yes, sir.
We have already completed the Skype course, no? So what about that batch? Whether we have to share
That's
with you
perfectly
or
fine.
in us?
I believe most of the MIs might have done it already. Okay, so
Yeah.
if you are already done with it, that's fine.
Okay. Shall we mention in that Word document that we have already completed that batch, or we
Yes,
have to take a
yes.
screenshot of our batch? What?
You have to mention that.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Now I'll just take quick 5 minutes to talk about the next webinar that we'll be having about Kodu. Okay. So there are some prerequisites to it, and immediately I would there are some things that you have to download and install in your devices. Kodu is a software that runs only on Windows, and it helps in helping the student understand more about programming. So you have to have an operating system that is Windows based, and then you have to go to www.kodugamelab.com and download the free version of Kodu. This is around 200 MB. Okay, there are two versions to it. Okay, you simply can go to kodugamelab.com. There will be an option saying get Kodu. Okay, once you click on the get Kodu, you will be given two options of downloading an executable file or an MSI file. So you can simply download the exe file, that is around 200 to 50 MB.
What is MSI file? I want just for knowledge.
Sorry?
What is an MSI file? I just want to know it for my knowledge.
These are just packages. The name MSI stands for Microsoft Installer Package.
Okay, so why not
exe
we
is-
take that?
No, MSI file is more suitable for an administrator. From an
and,
administrator point of view, MSI file is more suitable.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. Okay, thank
Okay.
you.
And we suggest exe files because they say, for example, and you might be having different bitrate and other things. So you can simply download the exe file, and you can simply install the GameLab version. Okay. So for it to run, you also need to have .NET framework 3.5 higher. And once you are done, you simply need to cross check whether the Kodu GameLab is working or not. Okay, so because the next seminar is going to be an exciting one. I think most of you have heard about Kodu GameLab, but
No, Nischay,
most of you might
no,
not
Nischay,
have been using it
Nischay.
currently.
No, Nischay, hold on. The next webinar is on Sway. My
Is it?
Kodu webinar is the last. That's on June 15th.
Okay.
But I think that maybe a lot of issues may crop up while downloading, so we can address the issues well in advance.
Okay,
Okay.
so yeah, okay.
So this is a very important point, especially the net framework and XML framework. Do not worry about it, even if it is not installed already in your system. While the Kodu downloading is happening, is in process, that software will guide you how to install these additional requirements.
Yeah. Okay. So this was about the installation steps for the Kodu Game Lab. And just in case if you have any other questions, you can reach out to me. You can send me a mail or connect with me over on Facebook or Twitter. And thank you so much for your time.
Nishchit sir, can